I've made a few videos on Blue Archive, but I wholeheartedly recommend anyone who hasn't played this game try it out. Now, if you're using BlueStacks like I am, it can be kind of iffy, especially in terms of recording. OBS does not like this game, but outside of that, I legitimately think that Blue Archive does offer a great experience. Now I have a lot of characters. I'm gonna be honest, I don't use all of them. As you can see here, some of these are level 1. I like Yuzu. I adore, where is she? Hifumi. I like her swimsuit. I legitimately just got her, but I don't level them. And that's because for me, I don't necessarily care too much for the gameplay. Yeah, I understand some people may like it, but the main attraction to Blue Archive as a whole is legitimately just the characters. Izuna, I've mentioned numerous times, is my favorite character in this game. I have maximum invested in terms of her skills. I love her. I got her, initial design, and then I got her swimsuit, and I've basically heavily invested into both of them to the extent to where now I can kind of play around and find other characters I enjoy. This is her original variation. I like the stories. The initial summary they give you for the introduction isn't necessarily much to go on, but the main reason people I think play Blue Archive is the story, either that the main story itself, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't do too much of, or the event and character stories in Momo Talk. You also, as of recently at least, do have more development in terms of the actual story itself, because you can either focus on the main storyline or the group stories, which include club stories. For me, for completely unbiased reasons, would like to say that I recommend all of you try out the Ninjutsu Research Club, because, some of the characters, like Izuna, or Michiru, and Izuna, are really nice. But in general, there are some personal favorites. Individuals, if you join the Discord server, do have their own favorites. I do legitimately want some of these characters, like Hina, who seems to avoid my account consistently. But I don't progress too far in terms of missions, because I don't really play them unless I'm bored and have nothing better to do. The main attraction to BA is either A, the art community, or B, the characters itself. In terms of my personal journey through Blue Archive, I think one of the characters that stuck out to me originally was Hina. I re-rolled for Hibiki because I do legitimately like her. She's very cute wherever she is. Over here, I like her cheerleader fit. Her cheerleader fit, my god, that is amazing. Like, even if I was like, yeah, Izuna is the best, Hibiki, close second. And even in terms of art, I love the art, not the non-official Joboru NSFW art. That's great. That's some good shit. But even just aside from the loot perspective, the live 2Ds you get for each character, and the fact that you can legitimately have personal favorites, and a lot of individuals who do have their favorites can name a bunch of things about them. If I'm just singling out the students who I have the lobbies for, I like Chise. Natsu's great. Her live 2Ds, okay. For me, in terms of background footage, I like Kayako's. I like Hibiki's. They're all very pretty. Yoshimi, I didn't even think I was gonna like her, but I legitimately enjoy all of them. And the music is nice too. I don't know if you'll be hearing it. You'll probably be hearing a different variation of different songs throughout the BA soundtrack, but all of them are great. They work great for YouTube Shorts. The community itself is extremely nice, whether it's in my Discord server or in other servers. Even the BA main official server is quite nice. A lot of individuals do get hung up on the age of the characters in the game, which I honestly don't think really matters. As blunt as that may sound, I do think that outside of that, if you put any of these characters just with no age whatsoever and just kept the same stories, just kept either in a similar setting, people would still find ways to enjoy the characters. I don't think the age matters for a lot of the people who play this game, for anyone really who plays this game, because you get attached to characters. I almost dropped Blue Archive. For me, when I started this game, the one character who I accidentally sort of got was Mashiro. I liked her live 2D. I liked the tummy that was shown there. I thought she was cute, but I didn't care too much for her storyline. Then the event came around where Izuna was featured, and I was like, oh, she's cute. I like her in the event. She's adorable and has a very wholesome personality. And then I got her. And I don't know if I re-rolled for her. I don't think I did, because this is the same account where I got Mashiro on. So I think I just stuck with it, pulled for her, and she was the first character who I intentionally aimed for. And outside of that, the rest has been going on throughout the history of this channel. She's like the character I consistently simped for. And I've done a lot. Don't get me wrong. I have characters who I'm not gonna do Kotori's story. I'm not gonna do Izumi's. She's never getting. I don't want Karin. I actually know someone in real life who has a name. I don't like them either. But I'm just not doing half of these. Azusa, though, I got a swimsuit variation. That was quite nice. Atsuko, I actually quite liked it. Kazusa, I need to get around to her. I'm not going to lie. Saki, same thing. Eris, I got her. And Ifumi, I'm working on her. I want to get her up to the extent to where I can get all the stories done at once as opposed to having to level her up after. So I'm going through. But I've done a lot of characters. All of these units down here, I finished. And I've gotten to the extent to where certain characters have shown out to me. Yeah, Izuna's an obvious choice. Yoshimi, though, I liked. I believe I actually didn't expect to like Michiru. And she became one of my personal favorites to the extent to where, as of right now, I'm kind of investing heavily into her. Koharu, I didn't think I was going to like. But she's pretty cute. I like the game development club, Midori and Mori, the twins. I actually had fun with their relationship storylines. And so I do think that even if the character designs don't appeal to you, and maybe you're looking at these characters like, they're just okay, I would honestly recommend you either pick one character you like, maybe Aru, from a design perspective, and if you don't like them, just go into the game, pick any character you have that you either reroll for or pull on for a specific banner, and go through their stories. There's a pretty good chance, or at least the vast majority of the time, I'd say, you're gonna find someone you like. Whether it's someone you vibe with or someone who just has a really cute design. Serena, in my opinion, has a great design. Natsu, who is this live today, I actually quite like. Even though the live today itself isn't super lewd, isn't super colorful, it's not super pretty compared to some of the other ones, overall, I do think it's nice. And yeah, you do have some features that are popping up here like the butt and the thighs in the corner, but realistically, it's the characters that you stick around for. I do believe that individuals who maybe fell in love with characters like Hoshino or Shiroko, all of those individuals kind of have more to go off of in terms of the main story, since they have more important roles. But even side characters who maybe don't get as much spotlight earlier on still have a place, and they still show up in events, whether that be the summer events, whether that be the side stories in relation to other characters. It's nice. And so I think that if you're looking for a gacha game that actually focuses more on the characters, Shizumi, I adore his character, but if you're looking for a gacha game that focuses primarily on the characters and the story itself over the gameplay, that's fine. Blue Archive's gameplay, and 9 times out of 10, is not for you. It is not for me. I dreaded it in pretty much every way. And yeah, Izuna never leaves my recollection lobby, but I dreaded it in every way. I did not want to do it. I still avoid it consistently. It's not for everybody. I understand that. I perfectly get that. But if you can get through that, or maybe even you don't have to. If you're like me, you don't enjoy Blue Archive's gameplay. And so if you just enjoy the characters, you can, in the vast majority of scenarios, if you're very lucky, or if you whale. I'm very lucky. But you can get the characters you like. I didn't care too much about Hoshino in terms of gameplay, but I liked Live 2D. I thought it would make for good backgrounds. It did, and I like her character, so I got her. And even if you are progressing in terms of the main storyline a bit slower than the vast majority of the community, it's not like you're missing out from the characters themselves. The character stories aren't locked behind certain main mission progression or main storyline progression, so you can still do it. I actually really liked Maki. I don't use her at all, but I re-rolled for her specifically because I was like, oh my gosh, she has such a cute design. I don't use her, and I initially thought that she was kind of a bad character, and she stuck with me. And I think that's kind of the main reason I think I'd say Blue Archive is just worth playing, because first off, it's a gacha game. It's free. Yeah, you can say you could spend money on it, but it's fucking free. You can just delete it. It's not as much of a space taker as Genshin or HSR. So if you download it and maybe you find out this ain't for you, you legitimately can just clean it off your phone. You most likely didn't have to delete a bunch of apps and just play BlueStacks if you really want to. I do wish they had a PC launcher. They don't. And every day they don't, I'm slightly more annoyed. But overall, it's a good experience. I'm not going to go too far into the story because I do want to go over that just in a separate thing alone. But I will probably make a video solely on Izuna because I think she's great, and I think that we could use some more appreciation for that fox. Outside of this though, if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. If you have, maybe tell me your favorite character down below. I legitimately would love to hear it. Cheerleader Hibiki revitalized my interest in the game after Swimsuit Izuna, but I was excited for both. I got both. I mean, Hibiki was free, but I got both, and I'm extremely glad for that. I do hope you find a character you enjoy. My top picks would be Izuna, and then I'd say Hibiki, and then maybe Hifumi. I think Hifumi. I think I have the most art of her compared to the rest of the roster. I think it's Izuna, then Hifumi, then Hibiki next. But in terms of characterization, I like Izuna, and then I think Hibiki grew on me with the cheerleader design, but Hifumi was always a personal favorite. I like Hina, but she won't come home. Out of all the characters, I'm missing a few. Okay, Kokona, I want her. She doesn't want to come. Miyu, I want her. She won't come home. Hina, I want her. The rest of these characters, actually Serena, I want to. I kind of don't give a fuck about the rest of you. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like any of your designs. Kaiko, look, you're okay, but I don't really like a new fit. That's it. Just play the game, play the game, and just find someone you enjoy. That's kind of my best recommendation. It's not as much of a time commitment as Genshin or HSR, so I think there's less there. But overall, play it. Just it's a good game. Play it.